Hello. Welcome to the KetoMom page. My name is Stephanie. We are diving into the compound effect. We're going to talk about something that I get asked about a lot. It's really around the conversation of how can I go further faster? How can I lose the weight faster? How can I hit my goal faster? And so as you're tuning in, tell me where you're tuning in from. Cheers to you on this amazing, if you're watching live, Wednesday morning. I'm drinking prickly pear. Tell me where you're tuning in from. If you are a ketone drinker like me, what is your flavor of the morning? All right. It's going to be a great day. We have been going through this book. It's probably been a couple weeks. And the point of going through books, I love to go through books. I love to help people with their mindset, is to help you understand that your thinking is powerful. And really, honestly, one of the things we talk about here on the page is finding a mentor, finding somebody to help you on your journey. Accountability is super important. And the way that you can do that, if you don't have people in your sphere of influence that either build you up or maybe help you pursue better, somebody that believes in you, if you don't have somebody like right next to you, the way that you can have that or pursue that or even gain wisdom and knowledge from other people is from reading people's stories or listening to podcasts. And so one of the biggest things that I feel like we implemented on the KetoMom page 2 years ago was just going through books together. Whether you physically have the book and you read it with me, or you listen to the lives and you take away one thought and then you apply it to your life, it will change your life. Books, good books and podcasts, and listening to people and messages that have done what you want to do or have gone where you want to go, those are your mentors. They might not know it, and it's okay. And so today we're going to talk about multiplying. We're going to talk about multiplying results. I get asked, and I'm going to say all the time, usually in our family, we say, hey, you can't use an absolute. If we say you always do that, or it's everybody, or all the time, we'll say, hey, don't use an absolute. That's not really a fact. I will tell you, if I say I always get asked, I'm using an absolute, I'm going to say about 75% of the time, or a lot of messages deal with, how do I go further faster? How do I get this weight off faster? How do I lose the weight the fastest way possible? And I'm going to tell you how. Well, I'm not going to. The book is going to. So we're going through this book together. He tells a ton of stories in this chapter. And you can, just so you know, you can always go to ketomomsecrets.com, click on book club for all of the other lives that we've done and all of the other books that we've done. We've probably walked through roughly 24 books, 20 to 24 books in the last 2 years. All have to do with self-development, all have to do with personal growth, perspective, you becoming the best version of you. Incredible books. So ketomomsecrets.com, click on book club and you can go through them with me. So here is what he's talking about. And he tells a ton of stories. I'm not going to read them to you. I'm going to give you the basic overview. But he says this. He goes, let's say that, he goes, we're going to start learning how to multiply results. So we're talking about how simple decisions and behaviors will compound over time. So in general, we're learning that if you move your body or you work out and you do it consistently, you're going to see results eventually. If you decide you want to lose weight and you start prepping your food, packing your lunch, saying no to the drive-thru consistently, you're going to start seeing results eventually. He says when you hit a wall in your discipline, your routines, and your rhythm and your consistency, you have to realize that then you have to separate yourself from your old self. Scaling the wall, finding your more, you're gonna start having victories, but here's what you have to do. He tells a story of a marathon runner. And she was a runner for years. She stopped running, and then she decided she was going to go after the Boston Marathon. He tells the story of the lady that won. It might have been in like 2019, 17. I don't know. Basically, he says this. Her story was incredible. She stopped running for years. And then she decided she wanted to run again, and she won the Boston. And she talks about how in her story, it's not the work that you put in, day in and day out that sets you apart. So, for example, he says, if you're weight training and you go into the gym, if I go to CrossFit, I'll give you an example. I like to go to CrossFit, right? If I go to CrossFit, and I've been going for a couple years, and I do the workout they prescribe to me, and I do it day in and day out, guess what? I will get to where I want to go eventually. What happens if I want to go faster? What happens if I want to have results that show up faster? So the marathon runner talks about how when she was running and she was meeting the times that she had to, right? I have to run 12 miles today. I need to run 19 miles today. I need to run 7 miles today. That's going to get her ready for the marathon. What helped her run the marathon so she won? It was when she met the resistance, or she met the wall, or she met the requirement, and she pushed herself further. She talked about how she pushed herself even when other people didn't want to, even when it was 32 degrees out and too cold to run. Same with weight training. When you go into the gym and you do the prescribed weights, you will get to where you want to go. It might take 12 months. But when you hit that requirement, what's going to set you apart from anybody else to help you go further faster is to do more, is to do another rep, is to do another round, is to run another mile. In a different circle, in a different sphere of your life, it could be making 5 extra calls. It could be having 5 extra conversations. It could be paying an extra $500 on your credit card. Like, what's going to set you apart to help you go further faster is to go the extra mile. And I was like, all right, yeah, we've heard that. So he talks about weight training. He talks about all different areas. He goes, those reps done after you hit your max will multiply your results. You've pushed through the wall of your max. The previous reps only get you to where you're projected to go. The real growth happens with what you do after you've hit the wall. So he tells a ton of stories. I'm not going to read them to you. Does this make sense? Like, you can get to where you want to go by following somebody's routine, by following somebody's layout of what they're going to give you, by following the diet, right? By following, like, I'll tell people, hey, I think it's incredible if you can intermittent fast Monday through Friday. The weekends, you don't just throw your hands up and do whatever you want. But if you go to a birthday party and you have the cake, or you enjoy yourself at the graduation party, or whatever the case may be. So you follow an expectation. You follow a calendar. What sets you apart? You go the extra mile. Maybe you're like, listen, I'm actually not going to cheat until I do this. Now, listen, there are times when people will go the extra mile and then they go so hard and so long that they just quit. She talks about how you have to feel out your body. You need to understand like what you can truly do. But for example, I really loved her example. She's like, I ran the extra mile. I met my resistance in the gym and I did one more round of weights. Does that make sense? Hey, I was gonna, I'm not gonna give you a food. There's not like a perfect layout. You have to know you, and you have to know your body. And when you hit that wall, you go, I can do one more rep. There's a book called The Power of One More. We've gone through it here on the page, ketomomsecrets.com. Click on book club. The book is called One More. Is it called One More Rep, Steve, or One More? Just One More by Ed Mielke. And so he says this: where in life can you do more than expected when you hit the wall? Or where can you go for the wow effect? If it doesn't take time, it doesn't take a lot more effort, but the little extra multiplies your results many times over again. Whether you're making calls, serving customers, recognizing your team, acknowledging your spouse, going for a run, bench pressing, planning a date night, sharing time with your kids, whatever it is, what's the little extra that you can do that exceeds expectations and accelerates your results? That's what gets you the results faster. When people message me and they say, hey, how do I go further faster? You do one more. You go a little bit further. He ends it like this. Here's a challenge for you today. I hope that the thought is, where can I go? What can I do? One more rep. Just one more. He goes, I challenge you to adopt these philosophies in your own life, in your daily habits, your disciplines, and your routines. Giving a little more time, energy, and thought to your efforts won't only improve your results, it will multiply them. It takes very little extra to be extraordinary in all areas of your life. Look for the multiplying opportunities where you can go a little further, push yourself a little harder, last a little longer, prepare a little bit better, and deliver a little bit more. Where can you do better? And then expand on that. When can you do the total unexpected? Find as many opportunities for wow, and then level up and speed up your accomplishments. It will astound you and everyone else around you. So the challenge for you today is, where can you go a little bit more? If you want to go further faster, if you want the results faster, if you want to see growth faster, then you've got to multiply what you're doing, and it will compound over time. I hope that makes sense. So this is the book that we're going through. It's called The Compound Effect. We're actually almost done. We only have, it's the conclusion. I didn't realize we're at the conclusion. So tomorrow, we're going to wrap the book up. We'll wrap it up. I'll choose another book. Again, you can always go to ketomomsecrets.com. Click on, I have tons of recipes. I have a little tab that says how to get started. I have trial packs, which I'm mailing out a ton today. So if you've never tried ketones and you want to know more about that, post trial below. Click on book club. Otherwise, continue to tune into the page. So we'll pick another book, a new book to go through to help you with your mindset. I truly believe that's one of the most important things to help you on your journey. If you want to go further faster, you go the extra mile. If you want to go further faster with results, you do more. It will multiply over time. It will compound, and you'll get to where you want to go faster. So thanks for tuning in. Your presence matters, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Have a great day.